This doesn't make sense. All these people using gas, chlorine, and all these organizations saying it's safe. I've heard things from reputable sources.
What reputable sources?
Well, the places I bought all my pool chemicals said gas chlorine's dangerous.
All pool chemicals can be dangerous if not handled properly, including the ones you use now. Your do-it-yourself chemicals contain the same toxic chlorine as chlorine gas. The chlorine is combined with other elements to make it a powder or liquid form. Chlorine gas can be released from these compounds by exposure to water, to heat, or even just prolonged storage. This causes two problems. The chemical loses its effectiveness as a sanitizer, and there's potential for buildup of toxic gas in your storage area. In fact, if your powdered or liquid pool chemical comes into contact with oily rags or a heat source, such as an electrical short or a lighted cigarette, it can burst into flames or actually explode. Pure chlorine gas, on the other hand, is neither flammable nor explosive. It has one of the finest safety records of any chemical. This is the result of strict handling and use guidelines which are adhered to by all licensed gas chlorinators.
But I've read in the news about accidents where toxic chlorine gas escapes and injures people.
If you'll go back to those stories, you'll find that nearly every one of them was a case where granulated chlorine, the kind you put in your own pool, got wet and released chlorine gas. The statistics show that there are far fewer accidents occurring when pure chlorine gas is applied by trained, licensed professionals than when chlorine chemicals are applied by individual pool owners.
Well, okay, so gas chlorine is safer than what I use when it comes to people. But what about my pool? Doesn't it harm the plaster and the fixtures?
Not when applied properly, as it is when your pool is serviced by trained and licensed professionals. They maintain the precise balance of pH, alkalinity, and hardness of water to ensure safety for your pool plaster and fixtures. The lack of training or safety standards for do-it-yourself chemicals, however, creates a much greater risk of damage to your pool. In fact, some of the compounds used in these chemicals are more corrosive and harmful than chlorine itself. Unlike do-it-yourself chemicals, gas chlorine treatment maintains your pool water at the same pH balance as plain tap water out of your faucet. You can't get any safer than that for your body or your pool.
What about the environment? I've heard about chlorofluorocarbons destroying the ozone layer. Does chlorine gas contribute to that?
The chlorine gas used in pool treatment is not one of the chemicals that poses a threat to the ozone layer. Chlorine gas breaks down long before it reaches the upper atmosphere and has no harmful effect. Companies like ours using this process are registered and approved by the EPA. Another thing you might like to know, gas chlorine is biodegradable, whereas the synthetic bonding agents used in granulated and tablet sanitizers are not. Well, Jim, any more questions?
I guess not.
So, what do you think?
I appreciate you sharing your secret with me. I just want you to share one more thing.
What's that?
The phone number of these guys.
Sure, buddy. It's on the box.
All right.
And here's a phone.
Great.
Well, it looks like Jim has seen the light, and you can too. If you're not already using the pool service, why not start now enjoying your pool without all the hassle? Call today for purity and peace of mind.